HondaDealers.com.
Idaho Life is brought to you by Westmark Credit Union, helping Idaho grow for over 60 years. Westmark Credit Union, everything you need.
Well, as you might imagine or know, living in Idaho's mountains can find you a bit cut off from the rest of the world, which is kind of how many of them prefer.
Sure, but what about those who want to stay connected? As Brian Holmes found out, for one Boise County community, that point of contact comes in the form of frequency modulation in tonight's Idaho Life.
From the mountain peaks and pine trees to the ripple of the Payette River, the whist of winter is woven into Garden Valley, Idaho.
It's a steely day on there with Do It Again.
But as you close in on Crouch, the sound of something else crescendos across the community.
You're in tune with KXGVLP 98.5 FM, Garden Valley, Idaho.
KXGV-LP, a nonprofit, low-powered radio station, the only one in Boise County, makes sure the hills are always alive with the sound of
Alan Jackson with Ain't Got Trouble Now.
And
All right, that's Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
or even
Barry White. This is always a romantic song.
the romance of radio has also attracted locals looking for something like a second career.
No, this isn't necessarily what I wanted to be when I grew up, but it's fun. I like it. The phone number for Wilderness Wireless is 208.
That's the daydreamer who does a once-weekly shift.
I do a mix of country genre and some pop, a little bit of jazz and easy listening and some oldies, 70s, 80s, stuff like that.
Well, that about covers everything, which is what you get from the station's 15 different DJs who do time checks.
All right, and that brings us to about 1 minute until the 12 o'clock hour.
Without the promise of a paycheck.
15, yes. Everything is volunteer.
Adding to the free in freeform community radio.
Funding for 98.5 FM is provided by Garden Valley Septic.
It's an idea that came from longtime resident Rex Lefevre more than a decade ago. But it was a wildfire in the summer of 2011, threatening nearby neighborhoods, that sparked the first KXGV broadcast.
Good afternoon, Garden Valley. This is Slick Gourmet with you.
An FCC license came 2 years later, and that quarter-watt emergency transmitter, with barely enough power to push through walls, has been sending out songs and suggestions.
1,001 ways to be romantic with your partner, your spouse, or even your dog. So here.
Yes, even slips of the tongue, at a strength of 100 watts.
100 watts gives you about a 15-mile radius.
But it's here in town where their signal and standing is strongest.
I'm a Joe!
Not only will you hear 98.5 on the radio at the Two Rivers Grill, it keeps head chef Rob Harold humming in the kitchen.
They're just having a good time.
The luxury of local radio is not lost on him.
And there's I don't know of any other little towns that have, I mean, there might be some, but I don't know any that have their own radio station.
Rob listens religiously every day, but skips the sermon served on Sunday.
My wife preaches to me plenty, so I don't need to hear that on Sunday.
Let's get back to the music. Here is Allison Krauss to start us off with Windy City.
So if you want to hear what's happening in the middle of the Boise Mountains, you can find Garden Valley Community Radio in the middle of your dial.
Thanks to the Garden Valley District Library.
I like to call us the heart of the community. Broadcasting from the edge of the wilderness from right here on the boardwalk in downtown Crouch.
Brian Holmes.
Here's Jason Ross.
Idaho's News Channel 7.
That song.
That is a great story.
I love that. Garden Valley Septic, where our motto is, we're not like those other crappy stations.
Oh.
Terry Lloyd, the station manager, says the station has attracted more than 24 sponsors and hundreds of listeners who hardly complain.
About the only complaint they have, she says, though, is I don't get your signal.
Because she lives 16 miles away.
15-mile signal, yeah.
Right.
I love that. That is Idaho Life. Love that story,
That is so
Brian
great.
Holmes.